Hi, my name is René Larsen. I'm the CEO of SafeEx and one of the co-founders. Back in 2008, we were on a commissioning job in Singapore, where we did commissioning on 3 semi-submersible drilling rigs. A part of that scope was to generate the EX register and to perform the initial EX inspection. Back then, everything was done manually. Documentation was difficult to find. Revision control of the EX register was a challenge. In general, it was difficult to control who has done what and when. So back then, we got the idea we need to do things smarter. So we started creating SafeEx.
When I was inspecting offshore assets in the North Sea back in the day, the word compliance revives memories of standing in the wind and the rain with stacks of paper documents on the clipboard. We originally set out to build the software for our own use, to remedy or at least lessen the real-world obstacles. We don't just pretend to understand the field. We've lived it and we know what it demands.
In highly regulated industries, compliance and safety are central to every operation. Across FPSOs, refineries, chemical and pharma plants, you're working within strict and complex IEC requirements. And software alone is typically not enough. It takes more than a digital tool. It requires a system shaped by deep industry expertise, developed by people who don't just know the regulations, but have real-world experience in managing them on site.
The foundation of that system is based on what we've learned over the years. Naturally, SafeEx Cloud is built on non-negotiable pillars, secure by design, reliable, performant. But a system should function in harmony with the real world in which it's used. The equipment is really there. That inspection really occurred. That repair happened in the real world. Something was changed. Work gets interrupted and must be resumed later. That's the balance. So the reality is complex, but the experience of using the system must be straightforward. We're not in the business of telling you how to do your job. We're just here to facilitate it.
Most assets, they operate at Index 100, a reactive loop of manual inspections and paper-heavy reporting. At this baseline, managing compliance documentation takes priority over managing the asset, thereby creating an immediate technical debt. As a strategic partner, we break this cycle with CAS, Compliance as a Service. We don't just sell a tool. We aim to assume full responsibility for the EX service. Our goal is to shift the financial burden from a CAPEX-heavy lift into a cash flow positive OPEX service. For our early intervention roadmap, our goal is to hand over the assets to operation at Index 40, moving rapidly towards Index 20. For a typical larger asset like an FPSO, shifting the baseline this way, but that reduces the total cost of ownership by an estimated $15 to $20 million if you measure it and recover it over the lost operational value across a 20 years asset life cycle.
SafeEx is born from the industry, hence our slogan, built by technicians for technicians.